Everything, the whole mountains has come down. I don't even know how. Power lines right there. But look at down here. I just want to show some of this footage if I can. Look down there, but I don't even know how we're able to get through here, but somehow we are. They must have cleared the road. This mudslide here where you see the actual electrical cables right there has come down over the road. And look at that down there. It's just a massive crevice. Oh gosh, there's a car coming. He'll wait for us. All these trees on the side here. There's absolutely no passing. I hope I don't get stuck. Luckily, I have a little teenager strength to push. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, look at that place. Just got torn apart there. Just completely. Let's get through here, people. Hey, we're in the clear now for a little while. Lines down, and power lines completely down. This is an incredible sight. Just right across the street, right on top of that car, it looks like. Anything?
What if the end of the world were today? We are actually going through the end of the world. Prophets and apostles, the Bible and other scriptures have been prophesying for decades, millennia.
¿Qué le pasó al pobre? ¿Se lastimó? No?
Documented day by day.
This is as risky as it gets, folks. There's power line cables dangling. I've never seen something more risky in my life. No fool would go through this, especially that lines are everywhere. The dog made it through. Incredible. He's going for it. He's going for it. Avoid the dangly death trap. Uh-oh, it's coming this way.
Prepare.
Whoa. And the boy is lifting up the electrical high wire cords. Oh, they've hit. And thanks to the boy, we've made it. Are they going to be chipped? Here we go. Oh, these dangly lines. Go lift that for her. She's answering. This boy is lifting up the wires, saving the two people going through. Oh, that's all right, let's go.
Inspiration here is intense here at the San Juan Airport. Thousands of people are trying to get back home, including myself and my family, and it's a scene of grim hope.
Oh, it's no longer. Just wanted to give a shot of the birds as they're trying to fight the hurricane. Again, the winds aren't more than 70-ish, but it's a little fun because you can see the birds are having a hard time flying against the hurricane. I think the winds are actually picking up now. Here all over the place we see down power lines. Bamboo completely broken everywhere. Just shafts of it snapped like twigs. Landslide. And if you ever wanted to see the inside of a cable, a high wire cable, look at this dangling cable of high electrical tension.
The fact that we're dealing with another Category 5 in just a matter of weeks. We haven't seen 2 Category 5s in a row since 2007, and this one is on a beeline to perhaps devastate Puerto Rico.
And what's even more interesting is the Church of Maria itself open up for business in this time of trouble? And we could see that no, indeed, even the doors of the church, the Church of Maria Catholic Church, are closed in anticipation of the big storm. Not open for prayer or for business today. This one is indeed the finger of God coming to smash on this town and on this whole island itself. So everybody is preparing, even the local ministers. As you can see, many houses are starting to board up, many businesses and local businesses with boards, and everything is starting to close down as we anticipate the approach of Hurricane Maria. And even the gas stations are closed now. Nowhere to get groceries. Everything is boarding up, as you can see. And of course, if they don't board up, they're putting big boards on top of their places of business for looters not to come and try to break in during the hurricane when there's going to be absolutely no light.
I can't tell you what it is to sleep through the night, or not sleep actually, but whatever, through howling winds and you can't see a thing. But see, we could not. About 4 o'clock in the morning, my wife woke up panicked saying, "That's it, let's get up." But it was so pitch dark that you can't imagine how dark it gets. But then the unexpected happened. Cell phones went out. That's right, I'm recording this off battery that I'm getting from my car, from my vehicle. And I don't even know how long I'm going to be able to do that. I couldn't even see when the storm was coming. It was supposed to come in the morning. Why the heck are they, why the hell are they turning off the cell towers now? But they went off. No more cell phone, no more internet, no more signal. I'm serious. You can't even dial out. You can't call anybody. Nobody knows if we're dead. Nobody can hear a word from us. Now, I didn't know back then what I know now. This was the whole Puerto Rico, the whole island.
The hurricane begins, and this is just the outer part of the hurricane as it's coming in towards the island and towards the actual island itself. Winds out there probably around, I'd say 70, 80 miles an hour. Whole trees in our yards have fallen. The power lines, there's the power. You can see the electric meter there, and it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, so we're barely starting to get some light. There's the power cord on top of it, if you can see it. This is the actual power cord that comes from the street. Here is the nearest pole, and if you can see that pole, it has a street light dangling from it. This is how strong the winds are. It's complete pandemonium, and it's not even the center of the eye yet. I wanted to show a little bit more from this side. You can see this big tree here, and you can see the actual tree itself. Just everything on top of the huge major tree has been stripped. Looks like twigs now. And you can see just the Pumbleton Lane coming down, Pumbleton Lane. And you can see, the gusts of wind. It's just amazing, the gusts. Take a look at that. The gusts of wind coming. The wind is just pummeling down, pummeling down. And it is now we're probably approaching 90-mile-an-hour winds here. I've never seen anything like this before. Not a lot of people actually get to be in a Category 5 hurricane in the eye of the storm. And this is not in the eye, but the eye is coming. So
Imagine no cell phone, no light, no water, no anything, anywhere. Imagine if radios, telephones, communications were shut down. Imagine if everything and anything that you are used to was gone, except this. or maybe you don't even have this. You understand that you can only go 3 days without water. 3 days. Day one, the hurricane hit. Now, the thing about Maria, if you can imagine it, the hurricane came, but it turned from a normal tropical storm into a Category 5 cyclone within a matter of 24 hours. And since Hurricane Irma had already come and gone, and really it was just a breeze, they said Irma was the biggest hurricane ever to hit landfall, but it skimmed Puerto Rico. It didn't do anything to us. Yeah, water was gone and the lights were gone, etc., for 1 or 2 days, and no big deal. No big deal. So when they said another hurricane was approaching, just a week and a half later, everybody took it for granted. I mean, I went to Walmart, and the first thing I said to myself was, there's a generator right there. I should probably pick one up, $500 some odd. But like most of us, I said, nah, I'll get it later. Maybe a $500 ticket, that's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. And as far as getting some jugs of water, well, I looked at them. I saw those 5-gallon jugs of water. I said, I'll definitely, procrastinate, get those later. Well, later never came. And like the prophets and the apostles have been saying to prepare for years, prepare your food storage, have a food supply, have a medical supply. We have none of those things. We have nothing. We didn't heed the warnings, and now, this is reality. The fridge, I put a little ice in there, not much. The fridge is off. We'll eat the food that's in there. We don't have a lot of food in the fridge because, like everybody else, we eat at local McDonald's, Burger King, etc., the works, what we're used to, 9 to 5, and we eat what's delicious out there, right? We don't, even for our kids, there's some cereal in the cupboards and there's some milk, but not much in the fridge, some steaks in there, whatever. But there's not, nobody makes homemade anymore. We're used to the 9 to 5, the grind, and even in the island, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. There's McDonald's, Burger King's, everything all popped up all over the place. So why would you stop anywhere? Stop and prepare yourself a homemade, delicious feast, nutritious, when you can go fatten up at McDonald's, right? So anyway, here came Hurricane Maria. The story is you see this, it's just breathtaking. The roof is just collected into a pond of water. And I want you to take a look at these winds. I mean, look at it. This is Hurricane Maria, Category 5 storm, what it looks like. And I wish I could get this footage out now, live, but there's no internet. All the poles everywhere have been devastated. All the poles everywhere. Look at this. There's the knockdown electrical poles and the broken shards of tree trunks, as you can see here. Tree trunks as twigs, as matchsticks, just chopped in half. And just an incredible scene out there, and it's just the beginning. This is just the edge of the eye. It still has much more to give. You can see. And I think that's it for me down here. I'm gonna go to the first floor because it's just getting to be probably 100-mile-an-hour winds up here. It's just incredible. Now we woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like I was saying. 4 o'clock in the morning to panic. My wife was panicked. She's in the middle of the night as we're looking about, not being able to sleep. There's a tarantula in our house. A tarantula. My son spots it and he says, "Father, there's a huge spider over there." Long story short, we picked it up. I sent my kid just to take it down, a little bit down the block. I said, you know what? We can't see, it's so dark. Let's just sleep. We're going to need a rest. We're going to need sleep. So let's sleep till the morning. But that's crazy. You know, I couldn't sleep after that. I mean, the winds are so howling, so incredible that sleep did not come. Now, imagine yourself in a world of darkness, a world where everything is pitch black, there's no lights. After 6 o'clock, it's dark. And you're used to something. My son over there, my son Harrison, is asking my wife, he's saying, you know, why can't we get a generator? Why can't we get a generator to my wife? And he doesn't understand. He's 8 years old. He's used to video games. But just right now, just to bring you to the present, just to flash forward here, my wife is, you can hear the noise in the background, but my wife's telling him, look, you don't understand. There's no reason to get a generator, and there is no generator. He doesn't understand that the stores are wiped out. But you see all those people on the hill over there? You see all those people that with their lights on and their good time? The gas stations are not selling gas anymore, so those people are going to run out of gas, and their generator's not going to work anyway. So you're not going to get to play your video games even if we had one, because there's no gas, there's no way. This is the end of the world. This is apocalypse time. Apocalypse time. What would you do?
Anyway, I just want a little update. Winds are up to about 100 and some odd, and the trees have been knocked down. There's the electrical pole before. We missed some tree falling action, which was pretty impressive, but there's the tree on the floor now. And same electrical pole, except now it's on the ground. And remember that light pole out there? The light pole is on the ground now.
We woke up to a dismal scene. The winds were howling like mad. And this was day one of hurricane, day one. The winds were fierce. I'd never seen anything like that. But they only got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'd never seen anything like that. And they only got stronger until the roof of our house, the shingles came off.
That's the light right there. There's the pole. There's the tree that just fell down, and here come the massive winds again. This is the actual hurricane, and the windows are starting to rattle now from the pressure that's forming outside. You see all these massive 100-year-old trees just knocked down. Incredible.
You know, it's so humid here. We bought a dehumidifier, and we were talking about one brand and the other. And she said, man, it's so humid here. And I said to her, you know, it's 85 humidity, and this thing's taking it down slowly. If it gets any more humid, it's going to rain. If it gets to 100 indoors. And so the joke was that day, the hurricane day, that humidity had reached 100 because it began to rain inside our house. Now, what do you mean, you're saying? Well, what do I mean? Is because the roof shingles had all been torn off. Most of the shingles had been torn off, and so inside our house now during hurricane time,
it's flooded. Now let me show you here. See that? Water. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, can't you just mop up the water? No, it's coming in faster. Plus, I don't know if you get a whiff of that tree out there. We're looking at 150 mile an hour winds, so let's just take a look at that real quick. About 150 mile an hour winds out there. Anyway, flooded as can be. But the only reason why I'm not mopping out here, the roof has sprung a leak. Trying to get it with buckets, but they're over full already. Tried to mop it, but that's useless. Like I said, I don't want to be up here because the windows, you know, are very dangerous. This is the type of flooding. It's just everywhere. I'm just going to show real quick. I know it's a little dangerous, but I don't want to be in front of these windows here. this is a concrete house, but it's just everything is springing a leak. There's water coming in everywhere, and it's you know, it's everywhere, and so it's coming in, and it looks like a car wash. I don't know if you can see the actual window, but it's just so much rain that it's that you can't even see outside hardly. It's like so no stopping the flood of water coming in here. It's just going everywhere. It's about an inch all over the house, and I would try to mop. I would try to scoop it outside, but it's just unfortunately so intense that I'm not able to get it out and stay in this room that's unsafe. And there's the porch again. As buildings are getting smashed, and I actually saw a whole tree dart across the country. I mean, just dart. It looked like a bullet, but it was a tree. You should have seen the destruction I was seeing. You know, landscape just getting, all the trees just vanishing, just getting plucked up like weeds, like twigs everywhere. Telephone poles just being ripped out of their places. It was like nothing else. And I opened the door, and the pressure from that door, I had to shut it because it felt like the whole roof was going to cave in or something. So, and that was day one. Day one. The eye came by us at 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock came, and I thought the storm's over. But no, the storm came back at 12:30 in the other direction, because the eye had actually passed in the middle of us. It was going through the middle of the whole island, and we got the same storm backwards. So buildings that had been torn from one side were torn from the other. Everything, all the infrastructure, all the electricity, everything, the water pipes everywhere, even lamp posts got ripped out from the concrete of the floor. Lamp posts. That was day one. What if calamities, destruction, chaos, mobocracy happened, and it took you by surprise, took you unawares, and you were not prepared? But what if that day were today? Are you prepared? Do you have food storage? Do you have enough water, electricity, supplies? What if is happening now to us? What if is live day one? Puerto Rico after a hurricane category 5. We're in the clear now for a little while.